Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here I'll be going over some tips and tricks on how to solve moisture issues in your lights. This includes headlights, taillights, marker lights, fog lights, etc. Excessive moisture or condensation in your lights not only looks bad, but it can cause the reflector to peel, reduce light output, and may eventually result in pooling water depending on the cause. I have both condensation in my headlight and taillight. Starting with the taillight, this issue is between the center light and reverse light. First is removing the light. It's held on with two bolts which are located on the tailgate side. Light removal procedures will vary based on your vehicle. Lights will have a seal around the outer edge in between the lens and housing. This is some form of an adhesive which can typically only separate by heat. If it's a classic vehicle, then it may have a removable lens. Heat can be used to separate the lens and housing, either by a heat gun or putting it in an oven. Then the light can be resealed if this is a problem. Lights typically have a vent located at the top. This light has a snap-on cap. These vents can be plugged, or they'll be missing the cap, which is used to keep any water out while still allowing air flow. Ensure it's not plugged by using a vacuum cleaner with a pick. If the cap is missing, then replace as needed. Removing the bulbs, this particular light has a circuit board on the back side that's held on with Phillips screws. Once removed, here are the rubber seals for each of the bulbs. Other types of bulb retainers will have some form of a seal. This can even include an O-ring. Inspect the seals, make sure they are present, free of any deterioration or damage, are soft and clean. Looking through the bulb holes, here you should be able to see the condensation on the lens. If there's any volume of water inside, drain the light first. For condensation, simply leave the light open without the bulbs installed. The lens should be facing down so the bulb holes are facing up, and place it in the sun where it can evaporate. This took a couple hours for me on a cooler day, and as you can see the moisture is now gone. We've had quite a bit of moisture lately due to the hot and cold cycles and rain, so I'm assuming the condensation just formed due to the difference in temperature between the interior and exterior of the light. This is the only time I've ever had an issue with the light. Reinstall the light in reverse of removal. Make sure those gaskets are around the bulbs and properly seated during the process. For headlights, I had a small amount of condensation which was caused from restoring the faded lenses. During the wet sanding process, a small amount of water did manage to get inside. Remove the light, just like before. There's only 3 fasteners that hold it into place. Pull the light out. On the back side, just like the taillight, there will be seals and rubber grommets around the bulbs. Again, there's sealant between the lens and rear assembly. I wasn't able to find the vent hole, however there's a small little access hole at the top with a tape-like cover. And as you can see, the adhesive seems to be somewhat broken on the one side. Again, just remove the bulbs and let the light sit out for a period of time so the condensation evaporates. Another option is turning on the lights for any light condensation. The bulb doesn't need to be removed completely, just make sure the bulb isn't against any plastic where it can melt it. Do not fill any lights with water to find a leak. As mentioned earlier, water can damage the reflector. If you have a way of applying compressed air inside the light, this is an option. Then use a soap and water mixture in a spray bottle, apply it around the seams and seals, and look for any bubbling. If the seal is gone between the lens and housing, a clear sealant such as a silicone can be used around the perimeter of the light and housing. However, it may not look so good. Another option is purchasing a used or new replacement. As an example, using the lights on an older vehicle. This will vary based on the vehicle, but does provide a great example for what to expect on lights that are glued together. The reason for the removable lenses is to change the bulbs without needing to remove the entire assembly. The lens is only held on with 4 plastic thumb screws on the rear. Once the thumb screws have been removed, then gently push off the lens. If it hasn't been removed for a while, then it'll most likely be stuck into place. As you can see, the gasket is stuck to the lens and has a groove where it fits into. The dealer may carry a gasket replacement, or you may be able to find a generic type gasket which fits the application. Here's the back side of the lens. The gasket just sits along the edge. It's a tight enough fit where the gasket compresses and provides a great seal, keeping any water out of the light. Here's a close-up of the gasket. On the newer lights which are glued together, in place of the gasket would be an adhesive which may separate with age. Again, you would have the same light type design with an outer lens, reflector inside, and a plastic backer. When reinstalling the lens, always make sure the gasket and lens's edge are clean and free of any debris, which may cause sealing issues. Tighten down the lens. You may need to push on the outside to ensure it is seated correctly. New videos are released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to also hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.